All right. 3, 2.
And
Welcome, everybody. I'm Wilhelm Duke, your Swedish-American rapper. This is the official Dukes and Duchesses podcast. I am the Duke, and we are here with the First Lady, the Duchess, Miss
Hello.
Candice, Alise, soon-to-be Candice Augustin, of the House of Augustin, the House of Duke. Candice, why don't you say a few things about yourself, and then we'll get this podcast rolling.
oh, he's put me on the spot here. My name is Candice Alise, soon to be Augustin. I'm really excited about that. I am an artist, a curator. What else am I? Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm an artist. I'm a curator. I am a videographer. I do a lot of things. I'm a jack of all trades.
Right on. Okay, we just got to make sure we're speaking into that mic, and we should have a good...
Come on, first time.
Let's
first
get it.
time.
Let's get it. Okay, levels are looking good, though. Levels are looking good. So, the Dukes and Duchesses podcast, basically where hip-hop culture meets regality, and the idea that if you go after what you want in life, you are already of the nobility, you are already royal, feel good about yourself, you are a king, you are a queen, or in this case, a duke and a duchess. So, for our first topic for the very first podcast, the debut podcast with the Duchess, we have topic 1. Do people use arts and entertainment as an excuse to be in the dating pool? People who are observing us could say that that's how we got together. But let us be real. Candice, let's start you off. What do you think about people using arts and entertainment as an excuse to be in the dating pool?
Well, it's definitely a thing. See it all the time. I see it through the seriousness of an artist. Like, are you just out here? Oh my gosh. Babe. Are you just out here in these streets? You know what I mean? And not really making music, posting music, but you're like, I don't know. I don't even know what the fuck I'm trying to say right now, baby.
So
I'm really bad at this podcast thing, but we're gonna.
No, you're great. You just speak your mind and don't feel like you're on the spot.
I know.
We're not on
See,
the
that's
spot.
the
We're in the
thing.
comfort. We're in the comfort of our home.
know.
We can edit this and we can clip this later. But yeah. So through our experience working in the arts, entertainment, music industry in Chicago, there's definitely like a large portion of people that you could say are more like hobbyists or not as serious, and maybe they might. Not to say that you're not a serious artist if you have a 9-to-5 or you have a day job, but sometimes it seems that people just jump into the music and art scene as a way to, express themselves, find a mate, date, sleep with more people, which is fine. It's just sometimes that can cause a headache when you're trying to get certain things done, and people are, pursuing these things for reasons that you're not pursuing these things. So, if Candice is curating an art show, she's serious about the artists and the art and putting on a good show and the presentation. And obviously she's not thinking about, who she's going home with at the end of the night. So that's like, when people bring that perspective to things, it's definitely, it just can cloud what's going on.
Right. To bounce off that, yeah, I think a lot of people are just out here just trying to fuck. Setting up things just so they can meet, like you said, potential mates. Oh my gosh, babe.
You're good. Just make sure we're speaking.
I is so nervous. I don't know why I am. Okay. We can cut this, though.
Yeah, of course.
We're just having fun.
Of course. Just keep speaking to the mic.
I'm
still trying to get your levels correctly.
I'm just going to keep speaking into the mic, but yeah, you can tell, and it's annoying as hell when you do meet the people who are clearly just out here trying to meet their mates, and you're serious trying to get shit done.
100%. I mean, again, people from the outside looking in could say that about you and I and how we met, because we met at a bar. You were looking to curate a show. You were scouting rappers. I was going to an open mic to perform, to sharpen the craft. But at the end of the day, obviously, we are serious considering all the things that we do, and this platform, this is the platform. Dukes and Duchesses. Again, we're hip-hop culture meets regality, where we discuss music, art, news, and we spotlight people doing interesting things, especially in music, and, maybe more than that. But Do people use arts and entertainment as an excuse to be in the dating pool? I guess the verdict is,
Yeah, absolutely.
and it's not always a bad thing. Sometimes it works out.
It does work out. But I wouldn't say we met in those pretenses. Like, I didn't go out looking for a mate.
Oh, neither did I. Yeah, I wasn't going to it. Right, I wasn't going to an open mic looking for. Definitely not.
Right, I came out
That was just
to get some
circumstance.
work done, and you just so happened to be there, and that's how we met. That's how the magic happened, guys.
That is. Well, moving on. Topic number 2 for our debut podcast: Are arts and music scenes in big cities overrated? Candice, start us off.
I will start this off. Yes. Oh my gosh. Especially if people are doing the same things. I know I talked about this before. I think it's really important to bring new things to the table and be okay with the vulnerability of coming up with an idea and visually projecting that. It's okay to build and fail, because that's what success is all about.
But how are the arts and that's a great way to start it off. But how are arts and music scenes in big cities overrated? How do you feel about that?
How are they overrated? Because there's no real evolution if we're all curating the same shows with the same people, and we're not learning or really truly developing into the best that we can individually be. We're just a bunch of little copies everywhere. It's like, no, I'm good.
Right. So like someone could be a successful artist without being in a big city in a music or art scene, because they're just doing their own thing, and they're just, maybe publishing to different various platforms on the internet. And those types of artists
Right.
are really dope too, right?
Obviously, yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm gonna get used to this, man.
Yeah, I'm pushing you. Here.
I know you're pushing me. He definitely put me on a spot, y'all. But It's like, I'll get comfortable.
This is the Duchess.
I've been doing this for a while.
She's gonna be on
I'm
the
just
majority
getting
of these episodes.
used to this
Obviously, when she
atmosphere
feels
again.
like it.
Right, this atmosphere again. I love this. I love what we set up. This is very dope, and I'm excited to share what we got to say with the community. Definitely have more things to say. I'll definitely get more comfortable as we go on.
Yeah, but
Trust, I've done this shit before.
But just start flowing. Don't even think about it. Just start flowing.
I've done this shit before, though.
Babe, you've done everything before.
Y'all know Webster University. Y'all motherfuckers know. Like, I know what I'm doing, right? But when you haven't done this type of stuff in a minute, you just got to get a little warmed up, and that's okay.
Babe, you're fine. Don't even worry about it. But yeah, arts and music scenes in big cities, definitely overrated. Although I would say as a white rapper, the best thing for me to do was to move to a city like Chicago and truly be immersed in black space with black music, black people, black culture, everything. Because that has truly shaped how I sound as a white rapper. If I had never moved to a big city, if I stayed in Omaha, perhaps my sound could have been really interesting, but I just think because of what Chicago is, it was definitely a lot more influential on what my sound is now. So it's definitely overrated. You don't need an art scene. You don't need to be living in an art scene in a city in order to be an amazing, successful artist. However, if you want a certain style and you want a certain sound or way that your craft is, I think that you would need to be in a scene at least to absorb and soak up like
something.
Some
you
things,
can't go out there blind.
You can't just be in a vacuum. Nothing
Yeah.
exists in a vacuum. So, and that's why we see all sorts of white rappers that get huge on YouTube and they sound like they've never been in a hip hop scene in a big city or no black people.
Who is your one black friend? Or do you have any black friends? Are we, Justin Timberlaking this where we're letting everybody know we haven't fucking met anybody in black culture? You know what I mean?
Right.
We're meeting Genuine and we're like, oh, brother, like we're pretending that we think we know what it is to meet somebody outside of our own.
Right. The faux shiz.
Like
in Britney Spears' new autobiography or memoirs or something.
Check it
like
out.
That. But yeah, no.
Alexis, you already know. Like, check. Yeah.
The female faceless, shout out.
Yeah.
But yes, no. Arts and music scenes in big cities, definitely overrated. However, it might be what you need, depending on who you are.
If you are just starting out, obviously you need to get into that dojo and figure it out.
100%.
Just like I didn't just become the artist that just went from making paintings to galleries. I had to, learn what that is. Like, oh, okay, I can sign up and do open calls for artists, but I can also be a baddie, rent a space, and put my art on the wall and market myself.
Definitely.
It's two different types.
And you somewhat need to be in a scene in order to book a gallery in a hopping place and attract people. You can't be in Bufu, nowhere.
Right. You can't be Gollum. You can't be Gollum and only come out.
You can't be in the deep country and be trying to do these. You have to be in some type of metropolitan area, obviously.
But thank God for the internet, because if you are in these small rural towns, you have the internet to connect.
Well, you do have access.
People.
Yeah.
We can collab now on the internet and TikToks and Reels now. We don't necessarily have to be in the same area.
Definitely not. All right. So next topic number 3. This is definitely Candice and my forte. What does marketing for creatives and creators look like in 2024? I'll just start off by saying it looks like flooding platforms with lots and lots of content, consistency. And I think it looks like, trying to create the most creative social media strategies and campaigns that you can come up with outside of just, going through the motions and posting what you normally post. But Candice, what do you think? What is marketing? How is it going to change, or what does it look like for us in this year? What do we have to do going forward? It's just some thoughts on that.
Well, marketing is going to be anything and everything. Like I was saying in a past video, marketing is going to be whatever tools you have at your disposal. What does that look like? iPhones, good high-end cameras, but it's just pushing your identity, whatever that is. If that's just a group of photos of yourself, if that's music. Thorfinn, what are we eating? Sorry, we have cats, guys.
And we do have 3 cats in this apartment where we shoot this in.
And they be trying it.
It's a Russian blue. He literally likes to bite cords. This is so infuriating. Thorfinn.
And his name is Thorfinn. Netflix anime. What is it called again? Vinland Saga.
Yeah, check it out.
Vinland Saga. Oh my goodness. You watch the first episode, you're hooked. We definitely binged that. Vinland Saga to the point where we have a cat named now Thorfinn. He's so fucking cute. Come here. No cords. But marketing is going to look like anything and everything. It's going to be your personal identity. It isn't going to be what everybody else is doing. It is going to be you. You are your marketing. I've literally seen people blow up by doing the same shot, same introductions, but they're bringing their self to the table, and that's how they're able to grab an audience.
That's very interesting you bring that up. I think that's very important to highlight. In 2024, marketing and promoting your most authentic self to try to connect and engage with real people, real audiences, real community, real people that are going to actually buy and consume and support your work is very important. And it's like not how we didn't grow up thinking that was how it is, because us as millennials, 80s and 90s babies, people that we saw in media and on TV, it's always a character, an act. Any type of television, any type of infomercial, any type of talk show, television show. Growing up, anybody in media, even if it was informational and educational, there's still a huge degree, obviously, of playing a character and having it be entertaining. But I think now, because everybody's using their phone and it's very personal, there's something to be said about trying to portray your most authentic self on Reels and Shorts and TikTok and Instagram and things like that. And clearly that works for a lot of people because, as we know, we both follow creators on Instagram that just talk to the camera about whatever they talk about, and they have huge followings. And they don't necessarily put a lot of production quality or cinematography.
They're literally just themselves.
And they're just, they're just talking about their information. So, yeah, I guess I would recommend any rapper, obviously, and recording artist that, besides performing your music and your material, try to do more content where you're talking to your audience and just building up a rapport as if you were just having a conversation like this that we're having right now.
And that's what people want to feel, especially these days. They want to be able to be connected in some way to the person that they look up to.
Definitely.
Or admire, or whatever it may be.
Definitely. All right, so for the next portion, well, basically one of the last portions, we got to obviously come up with more topics, guys, because I thought we had, we have amazing topics.
Just fuck around and just find out what we're going to want to talk about.
Right. But so for our next topic, it's more of like a hot topic, gossip and culture.
Don't make me get started on Love is Blind. Well, that's another episode.
Well, not yet. No, we're not talking about Love is Blind.
That's another episode. Don't get me started. Love is Blind. What else is on the?
Well, no. So for today's episode, we have a bit of pop culture gossip that's going on. If you're familiar with the rap artist Rick Ross, he was dating this. Well, I guess model / influencer / also recording artist. We know Cristina Mackey because we're fans of her music and her being a rapper, recording artist. Songs like Jump, albums like Inner G. You know, she's got a collaboration with The Game. She's got collaboration with Damian Lillard. Anyways.
And to make this more personal, you also wrote a article on her, and she shared it.
Oh, yeah. I wrote an article on Cristina Mackey's
love her.
LP, and she did share it. So shout out Cristina Mackey.
We've been about that
we
music.
Are Cristina fans,
yes,
so don't
Cristina.
get us wrong. I'm also, I guess, a fan of Rick Ross. Don't get us wrong, but this is a very interesting public spotlighted relationship, so that's why we're going to talk about it. Anyways, they recently broke up. Unfortunately, we saw
Is anybody surprised? Let's just hold a moment of silence real quick. Is anybody surprised that Cristina Mackey and Rick Ross are sadly broken up right now? Well, I'm not, because we all saw it coming. But girl.
So, obviously, a man like Rick Ross, who already has kids, you know, and mother of his children, and just how he carries himself, he's obviously not the type of man or guy that's looking to settle down with just one person at this point or time in his life. I thought that was pretty clearly obvious. Maybe that's not what Cristina Mackey was looking for, but just from how she was posting and talking up the relationship and glorifying it, she definitely, it looked like to me that she was looking for that long-term thing.
Yeah, she was. Yeah. But we know, we don't go to Future, the rapper Future, when we want long-term relationships, right? We see how a man moves. So if it's like, okay, he's doing all these other women. First of all, why do I look like all his other exes?
Right, man. If you have a type, you're clearly like you're trying to be a serial dater.
Yeah, or a serial killer. Like, what is that energy?
I get it.
Oh, I want all my women to look alike. No.
That's
gross,
funny.
weird.
But no, seriously though, men that are out there, if you have a type and you only go after that.
Thank you, sweetheart. But back to Cristina Mackey. I just remember her and her content and her video. Number one, she was a rapper. All her content now has been about Rick Ross. And I get that.
Or working out.
With
the Mackey body or whatever. But yeah, no,
right,
we know her from being a recording artist.
Right. So when I see her stop that, and then it's all about like, Rick Ross, I'm fixing him food, or Rick Ross, you know.
The hamburger helper.
But
that video was funny. Y'all must have been playing. I guarantee y'all did not mess up that hamburger helper on purpose. That must have been a skit.
That definitely had to be a skit. Like, girl, come on. We not that dumb.
Anyways, for all you ladies out there, for all you soon-to-be dukes, soon-to-be duchesses, you know, obviously you get what you attract if you're putting out that energy. Who knows about the inner workings of their relationship and what they agreed upon and what they wanted. But from the outside looking in, you know, they were promoting it as obviously something that it wasn't, or something that we thought it wasn't. But yeah, we'll see who they both end up with next. Because I bet things are always hilarious in the world of celebrity dating.
Right. It's like, I bet his next girl looked just like her.
Right. Serial dater, Rick Ross.
Yeah.
And Cristina Mackey might be a serial dater too. Both men and women are capable of these.
But I get it. Also, I will say this. Men are different at sharing it with socials than women. With women. I forgot what I was gonna say.
No, you're fine. You've been doing great. I'm just trying to. We'll figure out this microphone situation.
Yeah,
in the next
but this is
episode.
the first one. I am not tripping with the first.
We're not tripping.
fucking
And honestly,
episode.
we like.
God forbid you try something and you
also, we know
aren't
how to,
perfect.
We know how to
Isn't
use.
that funny?
We know how to use AI. So anything that's not dope in this episode,
It about to
ain't
be.
even going in the episode.
Yeah, thank
you know
you.
what I'm saying? Because the AI know what they do.
Hey, and when you're dope editors, not worried.
But yeah, no shade
I
to
love her.
Christina
I love
Mackey
her,
or
but
Rick
I'm like
Ross,
a friend
but,
too.
Like, guys,
I'm that real friend.
Let's be realistic. When
Homegirl, you don't want that.
When y'all just messing
want
around,
that shit.
y'all are messing around. And that's
But I
fair.
will say this: if you are gonna mess with dudes like that, just make it clear. Hey, we just fucking around. Are we just? Is this serious? Are we taking this serious? But if you really want something special, I was just talking to a girl about this. If you really want something with a man, a partner, or a significant other, doesn't even have to be a man, a significant other. If you really want something with that person, don't be afraid to speak up and be like, hey, what are we?
Yeah.
I know that we've been hanging out for a little bit. Like, I want something a little deeper than this. What are we doing?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and that's the pressure that, that's the pressure that Candice put on me. And that's like a real woman will put that type of pressure, and then a real man will respond to the pressure accordingly.
Yeah, and right away he was like, "You're my girlfriend."
And don't get it twisted. Like this whole idea, like the manosphere and like the war of the battle of the sexes. Like if one partner puts pressure on the other and the other person responds, that means that they both are they're on the same page and they're building something. So it's like if the other person if she puts pressure on him and she's crazy, like clearly that he wasn't into her because he's not responding to the pressure.
Right.
And that's just
and get the hell up out the kitchen. Okay, don't waste your time. There's too many people.
And Cristina Mackey, if you wanted a Rick Ross, you got him. On to the next. But if you want a Russell Wilson, play again because you're not playing the right game. Rick Ross, if you wanted the same type.
No, but I really think she was just with
job.
Rick for that money in that cloud.
100%, and that's totally fine.
And
I know
if
that's
what you want to do, that's what you do. I'm not gonna hate anybody for what they want to do, but
right,
yeah,
like
you sign up for what
the went up when we got together. So it makes sense.
It does.
100%.
Right. You're funny. Our cloud went up when we got together. It's like, but it really did though.
No, but it did 100%. And when two people are more in the public like that, and when they get together, that is what it is.
Right. It also is like not every relationship is in the public though. That's what it's another thing to explain.
Oh,
not
yeah.
every
Again,
relationship.
A lot of these things that we're talking about don't even apply if the relationship isn't in the public
Like
sphere.
we're creative, so it's a little different. Like we're just gonna be
right.
We met out in the wilderness of creativity, and
we met in the Chicago music.
Yeah,
scene.
we met at Bourbon, y'all.
Bourbon on Division. Shout out. I just did a show there last Friday. Dukes and Duchesses presented.
But the weird thing was, and this is the freaky part. You might meet your man without knowing you met your man. So 6 months prior to us meeting at Bourbon, I saw you perform
at Rinaldi's
Pizzeria.
Yeah, over in
without knowing that
Lakeview.
I knew, you know what I mean? Knowing that was you without knowing that was you type energy. Right. And then who would have thought?
So blessings, blessing in disguise. Good things come later.
And don't look for it.
Patience.
Don't look for it. Patience. Patience. I wish I would have told my younger self, because I've always loved, relationships, right? I've always loved the seriousness of saying, I really like you and I'm going to be with you and only you. I've always loved that, right?
Careful now you're sounding like a serial dater. I'm just kidding.
Oh, hell no. But it's but that's how you scare every dude that's not ready for you off. And that helps you. So ladies, I will say this. If you feel like you want to text that dude, text him. Don't wait 3 days. Text his ass now.
If he invites you to a twerk competition,
say hell no.
No, maybe just show up to the twerk you never know.
Absolutely, babe. Absolutely not. So this man, oh my gosh. So this man, well, when I met you, you was looking a little dusty. So I was like, oh, but I see all the potential in this man. This man is so, I see the potential. He's going to look so good once he's not so depressed.
Welcome to the real world.
Right. So when I met you, I was like, yeah, this guy, he's really good looking, but he would look so fine if he just wasn't so sad. Like, what else am I?
Well,
gonna
one
say?
day, well, she's missing the. Baby, you just gotta stop. You gotta stop touching the mic.
I know, and I get so excited. I want to touch this shit. Oh my gosh. So what was I saying? I was saying, so see, it's not me, baby.
I get it.
It's not me. Oh. Okay.
All right, to start wrapping up this podcast because we've had a lot of technical.
I know, but I want to tell a story about how you invited me to a twerk contest.
Oh, right.
I was
So,
like,
well, okay. Long story short, I
hell
invited her
no.
to a twerk competition.
No, thank
She
you.
didn't. Babe, all right. We gotta stop talking over each other, too. Okay, so long story short, I invited her to a twerk competition. She didn't show up for that, but it was later when I got clean cut, shaved. My hair was in a crew. My hair was in a crew cut, and I went on my stories, right? And I was inviting people to a show. Then she responded with heart eyes, and then we started DMing back and forth, and the rest is history. But let the record show, I did invite her to a twerk competition because I wanted to say what that thing, dude. No, I'm just kidding. But she didn't show
And
up
it
because
wasn't
obviously
like that.
she's a real woman and she wasn't going to show up to a twerk competition, and I fully respect that. Fully respected it at the time because I don't even know why I did that. I was just like, well, these are what my guys are doing, and
That's why, nah.
I cut that out. Anyways,
Don't make me talk my shit.
Candice has definitely been talking her shit. To wrap this up, I am Wilhelm Duke, your Swedish American rapper.
No,
I
keep
am.
talking.
Well,
Okay, we're wrapping up, baby.
We're out of time.
Okay,
Let's
get
We've had
something.
multiple things
I know.
falling over. This is
Let's
a good
do
first
one episode.
This is a good first Okay, well, just to add a little bit more extra beef. This has been a great first episode learning experience for myself, Wilhelm Duke, and Candice Alise. I am the Duke. She is the first lady, the Duchess of the House of Duke or the House of Augustin. If we want to talk about Frank Herbert and Dune, we still have yet to see Dune 2, by the way. But anyways, shout out all my Dukes and Duchesses, everybody who's tuning in. Well, we don't do this live, but everybody who watches this podcast cut, shout out so much for just watching this because
Thank you.
this
Thank
is
you. Thank you.
this is a legacy in the making. This is a legacy being built in the making, and
Our children will see this and be like, "Oh, my parents crazy as hell, but I love them."
And we fully intend to really take this podcast to crazy heights. Have amazing.
But we're not stopping.
Have amazing.
Not stopping. Can't stop. Won't stop.
Have amazing guests on, and interpret music, culture, artists, arts and entertainment, film, and anything else that we honestly feel like that we think our Dukes and Duchesses should know about. So, without further ado, I'm Wilhelm Duke, your Swedish American rapper. Shout out all my Dukes and Duchesses. Again, I am here with the First Lady, Miss Candice Alise of the House of Augustin, House of Duke, and
Say hi, Ollie.
And we are signing off. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. It's like, baby, what did